My friend is an immigrant from a third world country known as Fiji, and although I love him like a son, I really do, I'm frustrated with his third world ways here. Wiring the money to an immigrant supermarket, and all the other immigrants get their money. It's like my stepfather, Pepe. When we were growing up, he was an immigrant from a third world country, Haiti. And everything in the living room was covered in plastic. And you couldn't sit on any of it, ever. It was only for guests. And when the guests came, of course, the kids could never come in where the guests were. The adults only sat in there, covered in plastic. Funniest thing ever. I bet you to this day, if you go to his house, he's got a guest room that nobody sits in, like a museum, covered in plastic, waiting for a guest to arrive. If I visited, would I rate that room now? Food for thought. Angel Plaza. Yes, Plaza. Plaza, the Piazza. Piazza de Anger. Oh yeah, baby. Look at this joint. Huh? The Su Tienda Hispania, or Hispana, whatever. I'm not going to sit in a handicap spot here, Mikey. What am I going to do here? I'm going to go this way, and then this way. There we go. This is an air park, this green stretch right here. We Buddy Holly airplanes like to land here. I've never actually seen one land. I've seen them sitting there. There's one in the hangar. There's a wind to suck. When I was living in Fiji, I used to take little planes like that because I had to go to the outer islands to inspect the high schools there. They had English departments that needed to be inspected, and if they failed, they couldn't sit. Their students couldn't sit the national exam at the end of the year. It was a pretty big deal. And I was the inspector. And I'd land on these little grass runways, and you'd look ahead because you could see right through because you're basically sitting right behind the pilot. And you'd see that, hey, it doesn't look like this runway is long enough for you to land here. Slow down. And I painted all the planes blue, so as you flew over the blue ocean, if you crashed into it, nobody would ever find you anyway. No witnesses. No black box. Basically just, oh, we're going down, goodbye. I get to see outer islands that nobody gets to see. I was a government guy. Beautiful, beautiful places. Electricity? No, not likely. Running water? Maybe. Yeah, it was very idyllic. I really loved my time there. Would I go back? I don't think so. No offense to anybody from Fiji. I did my time. I lived there. I loved it. Just 2 of the best years of my life, and I felt like I was helping out. That was my whole purpose for being there. But at the end of the day, I just can't suffer through that again. Not that it was a huge suffering, but you had to get shots, multiple shots, because they have all kinds of intestinal parasites and other kinds of things. I don't want to have to get shots, because people say, well, I went to Fiji and I stayed there for my wonderful vacation and I never had to get a shot. Well, yeah, because you stayed at a hotel, probably. I wouldn't be staying at a hotel. If I went back to Fiji, I would go visit my family. I have an adopted mom and an adopted dad, brothers and sister. I would go to the village. And the village is dirt poor. Electricity, yeah. The light bulb is hanging here and there. Running water, about 4 hours a day. And then when you turn the pipes back on at the end of the day for the second 2 hours, they're full of mud. The World Health Organization declared the water in my village unfit for human consumption. That was after 2 years of drinking it. Yeah, bad, right? But, you know, what are you going to do? It's a third world country. And there's no way I would go to Fiji and not see them. And then maybe somebody would say, well, Michael, well, why don't you just go there and visit them, but sleep at the hotel? You don't understand Fiji. That would be a huge insult. A gigantic insult to them. Yeah, I'm good enough to, you know, you're good enough for me to visit you for an hour, but I'm going to go stay at this nice comfy hotel and drink bottled water because I don't want to live with you poor people. No. That's not going to happen. Plus, there's a drink there. I did a video about it already. It's called kava or yangona, and that's the national drink of Fiji. All the men drink it. Some of the women do. Mostly it's men. It's non-alcoholic. It's a root that they pound up into a powder and then put it in a cloth and strain water through it, and they drink it out of a bowl, and it looks like dirty, muddy water, and it tastes kind of like dirty, muddy water. It makes your tongue numb, and it makes your whole body kind of numb, and you get very happy. And you feel like there are no worries in your life, and you love everybody. It's wonderful. It's kind of like being high on marijuana, but it's not illegal. It doesn't mess up your lungs, and it doesn't kill any brain cells. It's wonderful. So I would be drinking this with these people, with my family, and guess what? They're drinking the local water. That's what they're using to strain it. What am I going to do? Bring a huge gallon of water? Not gallon, I'd have to bring multiple gallons because you drink a lot of that stuff. You drink from 3 p.m. to midnight, 5-6 days a week. And that's what they do. Or at least that's what they did when I was there. I doubt that's changed much. I look at the Google Maps and the village hasn't changed much at all. Still looks just as third world as ever. So, that takes care of that. So I end another video with a trip to the Aviator Brewing Company. There's the bike. What do you think, huh? Nice and shiny. You know what's funny is I haven't ridden for 3 weeks, right? And in just that short period of time, it's like a whole new bike to me. What did Dante Alighieri say? He said, "Old yet ever new, and simple and beautiful always." I could not agree more. That's the Aviator Brewing Company guy. That's his plane. That is awesome. He's actually flying around his own bar. Oh, you're gonna love it. He's circling his own bar. That's a classic moment.